Yo, 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 yo. Big Kish back up in here today. We got the Joe Budden's podcast chiming in on the Andrew Schultz situation. Hopefully they come with some jokes that's not serious, and hopefully they take up for our brother K.Dot, because it's a lot of tap dancing, if you will. It's a lot of tap dancing been going on in these YouTube streets. Also on other platforms as well. Taking up for Schultz. You know what I'm saying? Saying things like, oh, it's just a joke. You know what I mean? Hey, relax, man. Calm down. Why y'all keep tripping? This ain't back in the day and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? But I think they using I think they're using a little bad language, real quick. And so I got to hold y'all up a little bit so I could get past that little couple minute mark. But yeah, y'all, I will leave a link in the description. Y'all definitely let me know what y'all feel about the video. Hopefully we got Queen's Flip and Joe Budden's. They talk about this man's shape up. Ain't nobody did it like Deleted though. Nobody has done it like Deleted. He smashed Andrew Schultz. Pause. You know what I mean? He hopefully he don't need to get back up. Now he out there trying to link up with Charlemagne the God, trying to get some apologies going on, you know, from people saying that they gonna do something to him and all of that stuff. But man, look, I will leave a link in the description. Y'all know I don't like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
Andrew Schultz.
Oh, God.
Pause. He fired back at Kendrick.
Andrew Schultz fired back at Kendrick Lamar because what Kendrick Lamar said in the record.
Yes.
Kendrick Lamar said what in the record?
He didn't really fire back at Kendrick Lamar. He fired back at hip-hop, but... He fired at Kendrick. He fired at hip-hop.
Kendrick said he was just like something
Don't
about...
let no white comedian
talk about a black woman.
Yes. That's law. Yes.
Are we for sure that he was talking to
for sure?
Yes.
Hey, you know they say if the shoe fit, wear it. He wore the shoe.
Okay. Hey, dog, I don't know.
Put it on.
What black woman did Andrew Schultz talk about?
It was when he was on his podcast. Yeah, it was that podcast, those guys. Yeah. And he started talking about this trend that was happening on TikTok and Instagram where it shows how white men who married black women experienced a glow up. That was the reference point that he was describing. Okay. And so it was like just a bunch of black women married to white men, and you saw what they looked like before, and after being married to said black woman, they look 30,000 times better. They credit their woman for upgrading them.
Okay, but why? Okay, wait, hold on.
He really shouldn't. That's the origin of the joke. It wasn't fucking funny. It was fucking stupid. And
wait. That don't sound like he's disrespecting the black women.
No, that was what the clip was. But he was basically saying. I mean, I think we should hear the clip.
We can find this joke.
I don't have the old clip. I have the new clip from what he said today or yesterday, whatever it was.
I thought it was something about Kamala, but
that's what I'm saying. I don't.
No, that was what it was in reference to.
It was a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is what he said back.
Like, first of all, Kendrick's people and the gang affiliate, everybody, his security, they will kill me. They will destroy me. They'll find me in the street.
Yeah, I know. I don't like hearing that. We already heard it before. We just gonna get the insight of Joe Budden in the
It's about physics. 4 games.
He starts to go down.
Well, fuck you.
That's the gist.
No, he said way more than that.
Yeah, he went for a while longer, but it's a long clip.
I never even heard that part. The part I heard where he was like, yo, I'm dissing a black woman. Oh, you mean hip-hop? Like, and he starts to go down the traditions of hip-hop being misogynistic and anti-woman in certain instances. And he just rocked on that for about 20 minutes. Pause.
How? When we got MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, Lady of Rage, Nicki Minaj, Lil Kim, Foxy, what you mean misogynistic? What are you talking about, boy?
It's like saying, nigga, I could do it, but you can't. Yeah, it's like saying we can say nigga, but they can't.
Which it still doesn't make it right, though. Shout to Alex, shout to Schultz, love you dearly. You can't
hey, yo, don't come up here with that. I'm about to get on flip.
You can't say that you will fuck somebody black. Like, if we're going to go back to Buck Break.
Shout out to Schultz. I love you. See? These are the guys. These are the guys that Harriet Tubman, Harriet Tubman, man, Harriet Tubman had to, he can't come. 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 He can't come with us.
Break in and certain shit that line should not be crossed. I don't give a fuck if it was in jokes.
I'm not gonna lie.
Just
seems real hypocritical.
It is very hypocritical.
Why?
Well, first off, I didn't think the joke was funny, but I do understand.
Agreed.
He's a comedian and he does make jokes.
Yeah.
I've seen one side of people speak and make certain jokes, and we allow it and let it go forth, and then we only seem to get emotional when it comes down to certain shit that affects us. That just doesn't play part to comedy.
Right.
No, go ahead.
I just saw somebody in response to that posted the Dave Chappelle joke about Michael Jackson, where he was like, the kids, a lot of kids, I want to go into details of the joke, but
Corey over here washing his shoes in this sink right now.
Turn that shit off, man.
And when that joke happened, it was hilarious. Like, niggas laughed at it. It was in his stand-up. No, it wasn't. It was a recent stand-up. It was recent? It was one of his recent stand-ups.
Can't be recent stand-up because Dave Chappelle don't do jokes no more. Corey Holcomb talked about it. He sit there with his cigarette and he don't be doing jokes no more, man. He just talk.
My thing is, when a comedian is equal opportunity, I respect that personally. Just because you shoot at everybody, you don't pick and choose.
We bullshit. We just don't like. We just don't like Andrew Schultz.
That's not true. That's not true. I said that nigga's funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not saying you.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying the community
as a culture.
The culture, the community of people who are having an outrage, and I understand why you might not like him. I think a big part of the outrage is because they solely just don't like him. I do think if another white comedian would have made that joke,
Bill Burr makes that joke, nobody's mad.
I don't think no one trips.
I
think they don't like him.
So here's my thing.
I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say this. I think that Billy Burr. I think that
would have made a better joke.
He would have made a better joke.
He would have made a 10 times better joke. But I also think that Billy Burr, and correct me if I'm wrong, I could be, is not necessarily as in tune with the hip hop demo as Schultz is.
Correct. That's why I think
education comes along with that. So you might make a joke.
Andrew Schultz is not in tune with the hip hop demographic. Neither.
Unbeknownst to you, that it could be hurtful or harmful. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He is more in tune with the hip hop community, et cetera, et cetera. So I think he should be more aware.
What makes you think that?
Of what lines to cross.
What makes you think that Schultz is more in tune? Because everything that he does and speaks about, usually when he's coming, it shows that he's not in tune.
Because he sits next to Shar. The proximity, the close proximity to the culture probably makes him feel like he is of the culture.
He talks about hip hop topics.
I think
Bill Burr talks about playing the drums.
I think he don't make this joke if he's not in tune with hip hop. He wouldn't even know Kendrick Lamar to make that joke.
If Parks said a certain joke, right? Parks is our brother. I know that Parks has more awareness about issues that we hold near and dear than some other white boy that I don't know that might have grown up in Elmira, right? So if Parks says some shit, I might take to heart that I wouldn't take to heart if another white boy said it.
Well, we like Parks. So that's my point.
I said I might take it to heart and be offended.
You're personalizing the comedian based upon whether you know him or not. Like Bill, first of all, Bill Burr got his start from what I remember him, really first seeing him, was Chappelle's show.
Yes.
So a lot of that he was entrenched with a certain level of culture just from doing that show. I don't think he's just totally oblivious to hip hop culture. He might not focus that on his stand up, but I don't think him and Schultz are like light years ahead in culture.
Gotcha.
I just think we find him to be more personable. We find him to be more funny. We find him to.
I think Schultz is hilarious. Haven't I come in here and said, he's fucking funny.
Yeah. I don't want. When I say we, I'm not saying us up here. I'm saying just the general population just seem to have more of an affinity for him than Schultz.
Gotcha.
So it's way easier to hear that joke and be like, well,
or Gary Owens.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing that I don't agree with.
I've been to Gary Owens stand-up, and he put it together. He knows how to put it together.
You guys on. The thing about it is, Andrew Schultz sits next to Charlemagne, and they speak about hip-hop, right? And while, okay, the joke may be just a joke, you're a comedian, but what I do is I hate when people who are not a part of our culture end up coming into our culture and then their true feelings start to come out.
We don't know that. I'm sorry.
Hold on.
There you go.
Because he started to say about how black men or how rappers treat their women, right? That means you knew this and you felt this way. You knew this and you felt this way. You sitting next to Charlemagne and
he's
you
been
acting
saying
like
that on the show.
Huh?
He's been saying this on the show. For
well, I don't
years.
watch him, so I don't know if he's been saying
the
the
same sentiment for years.
So he's saying what? That black men or rappers beat their women? So
He's had the same take forever.
If you guys do it, I can do it. No, nigga, you can't do it.
And that's the overall gist.
No, you can't. But you think you can't do it because you think no disrespect that the Jewish people gonna allow us to talk or make jokes about anything pertaining to Jewish culture or what they went through? No, they're not. Nope. They're not. You're offending, you get canceled. So we're not gonna let this guy. Huh?
He's right.
We're not gonna let this guy sit down there and then say, okay, it's a joke. I'd rather him
Cook, flip, cook. I don't know who that other guy is that's talking about, Andrew Schultz is phenomenal. And cook, flip, cook. This is why I clicked on this video. This is what I wanted to hear right here. This is what I wanted to hear. That's why I clicked on this video. This is why, and I'm waiting for Joe Budden to see what Joe Budden got to say. But cook, flip. There you go. That's what it is. Let's get it.
Address Kendrick Lamar and make jokes based on that. But when you start addressing hip-hop and what hip-hop has did to the black woman and how we have not protected the black woman and start quoting quotes and shit like that, then, nigga, you spitting in our face.
And also, I found the original clip. I sent it to Parks for him to play if he wants to play it. But, you know, the whole, the TikTok trend was called the black wife effect, just for specificity. But I found the clip for...
I'm not disagreeing with Flip. I think two things could be true.
Line or by phone and get any one coffee pizza for $7.99.
Mel,
wow.
It's YouTube. Shut up. I don't have premium. Fuck that shit.
Holy shit.
That was crazy.
Oh, you don't know about
glow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend, all of a sudden he's got buzz cut, like clean shape up. Glows up, bro.
I like that. They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the fucking time. That's why they gotta shave their hair.
Nah, bro. White guys with black girlfriends, they
grow a beard
because
because there's more cushion when they get slapped the fuck out of. That's hilarious.
That's what he said.
I think the black girlfriend effect. It might be a protective instinct, bro.
You think?
Yeah, that's not a glow up.
Have you ever had black girlfriends?
Yeah.
Have you ever had white girls?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. What's your favorite?
Who is he sitting next to?
Shits and gets in London.
They're all black?
Yeah. Oh really? We love them all.
Yeah.
That means white.
I guess to certain people there's a thin line between truth and joke, right?
I get Kendrick responding to that now.
Yeah,
that's not what Mel said.
Yeah, but
Mel said like they was complimenting the black woman.
Yeah, but that's not
No. That's not. I was not saying that the conversation was complimentary. What I was saying was what the trend was. The trend was the black wife effect and how white guys look raggedy, and then when their black woman gets they swag them up. That was the trend, and that's what he's commenting on. And then he's basically alluding to the fact that the reason why they get the buzz cuts is because the stress of dating a black woman makes them lose their fucking hair. It's not fucking funny. And then the beard is to cushion them from like physical abuse.
Saying that black women are abusive.
And then these two yucky.
Before you do that, let me just ask. I'm not defending.
Yes,
but
you
I
are.
have to ask a question here.
Because you just said it.
If a person don't like fucking Family Guy or South Park where they shoot at everybody, you get what I'm saying? They don't. It's not. I don't take them as a racist or nothing like that because, all right, now it's a black joke.
He taking the same talking point as Andrew Schultz, because Andrew Schultz just made something up about South Park. So it's like he already have an argument to combat whether somebody come at him. He went, well, I could just say it's South Park because they do the same thing I'm doing. But I'm actually putting my real feelings on display here. As soon as somebody come at me, that's when I'm going to make up all these excuses because I already got all these excuses written down. If he says this, I'll say that. If he say that, I'll say this. Already got to figure it out. Premeditated. Andrew Schultz already had his comebacks figured out. Well, if they ever come at me, I'll say this. I'll bring up the South Point part, and I'm sure he probably got a slew of excuses backing up his point of his real feelings, because his real feelings was coming out, and everybody seen it. Everybody seen his body language. Everybody seen the anger in his eyes. Everybody seen it, and they're calling it out.
Because they do that. That's their form. If someone's form of comedy is offensive, let's be clear. There are some offensive jokes that are funny, regardless of how you look at it. If someone's form of comedy is being offensive and they're offensive to everybody, okay, I don't have a problem with that. I got a problem with the person who singles out, I'm only talking about this over here. Mm-hmm. Or I got a problem with the people that only have a problem when you talk about this over here.
You're sitting next to one of the...
That's my beef with
a big personality on the radio of New York, a known personality. You're sitting next to him who champions black culture. Mm-hmm. That's number one. So sitting next to him, he gives you a cosign. By even sitting next to him, you have a certain cosign and acceptance into the culture. Second of all, it's like...
that you might not deserve.
Yeah, you're cracking jokes about the black women, which is cool, but I'm saying that if it was the other way around, we're not allowed to do that, and we're going to get canceled. Of course. We're not allowed. We have to protect... Of course, go. We got to protect our culture. That's how I feel. I don't like what I just heard, and what he said that...
Me neither.
I don't like what I heard. And his response to Kendrick, I wasn't mad initially, because I'm like, okay, nigga, you playing around with a comedian, he's going to respond. But then when I hear how you really feel, how it rolls off the tongue, it hits different. You know what I mean? That's like having a friend that's been around you all the time. If I have a white friend all the time and I'm judging him based off of one thing, and then he just responds about all the negative connotations that black people deal with or that's attached to black people, I'm gonna feel away. Nigga, you always felt this way. And you sat next to me pretending just because you had a goal in mind. That's how I would feel.
Can I to go back to what you said about the acceptance and being allowed to be some level of a part of the culture. Yeah. Who's to say that he ever wanted that?
Big facts.
That's true.
And I'm just posing that question. First off, let me make it very clear. I don't fuck with nothing he said. I don't think none of the shit he said was... I don't fuck with that.
So you think it's just us being typical and accepting anyone?
I think
yes. So
I think he took advantage of a platform at a moment where he was not of the ilk and of the status of Charlemagne. He sat next to him and he somehow
and he benefited from it.
Benefited and became just as big, if not bigger.
Let me ask you a question.
And that's hold on, real quick. The other part I want to say is this is the confusing part for me when it comes to shit like this, because I want to allow comedians to be comedians.
That's the same thing Drake was doing. He'd touch a rapper and then get hot off of him, but he disguised it as the stimulus package. No, that rapper was already about to be hot. That rapper that didn't have a notoriety already had the hits. You knew he had the hits. Charlemagne is hot. You rub shoulders with Charlemagne. Now you feel like you're Charlemagne now. You don't need the Charlemagne no more. You're going to totally discard Charlemagne, overtalk him. Now you think you that guy. No, we don't know you, bro. We don't believe you. You need more people. Let's get it.
But then when comedians become now broadcasters and they become media personalities, they start to straddle that line of talking their real feelings and hiding it behind a joke. So I'm very I'm confused to say, do I go ahead and hold him to a certain standard? Because when is he talking about his personal feelings and when is he joking? That's my confusion at this point. Like, I want to give him that. I want to give every comedian the chance to really live in a comedy and do, because I hate that boundary of saying, yo, you can't make whatever joke. But
he don't understand the spirit. You can see it in him. You can see it. Get the fuck out of here, man. That, man. Okay, you know, Kendrick Lamar, his boys, they'll do this to me, they'll do that to me. But I will fucking do that. Man, come on, you see it in them. You don't see that spirit in Bill Burr, in whatever the other dude name is. You don't see that in Gary Owens. When I seen Gary Owens, you don't see none of that anger, none of that hatred. Even when he's talking about his ex-wife and his divorce and all of that, you don't see none of that anger. He's a happy person. I see anger in Andrew Schultz. I see baggage inside of him. There's a spirit that people see, but they're not able to They're not able to express what it is. It's a spirit that you see inside of that person. But he doesn't understand what it is that he see. He like, I just don't understand. Nah, bruh. It's the spirit that's in him. It's the anger. It's the baggage. We see it. We see it. It's buried deep down inside of him.
When are you serious? Like Schultz, is that really what you feel?
I mean,
if it is, say that and let's just keep it clear.
No, what if it's not?
And then if it's not, then I have to just side on the side of comedy, which every comedian does.
In this case, I would say be funnier a little bit.
Well, be funny.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a funny joke.
That's the big problem with all this to me is lack of execution from a comedy standpoint.
Yeah.
I mean, all the shit he said is offensive, but I think he was trying to be funny.
Now, but my question
but it's not funny.
Agreed.
Now, my question
Agreed.
is, what about the person that found it funny?
I was about to say, yeah.
Because there's a ton.
It just might not have been funny to us.
So it might not have been funny.
Because there's comedians that people love.
Ice,
and then
for
I
example.
watch the
Yeah, I
stand
watched
up,
that
and I'm
shit.
like, this nigga is terrible.
I
Ice,
watched
for
that
example.
shit that you and Joe told me about.
The joint that Joe was telling us about.
I had to turn that shit
After
off.
watching
Giselle,
it.
Nick.
I turned that
Anthony
shit off.
I love that shit.
Jesselnick.
You turned it off?
I turned it off.
I did too.
After the fourth, I'm gonna fuck a 14-year-old joke. I was
See what I'm
like,
saying?
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like the jokes are bad, but then when the crowd started.
Why y'all got that circulating and then turn around and talk about what Drake do? Why y'all got that circulating? Why y'all letting that sizzle in your spirit? Why y'all letting that type of talk why y'all letting that energy into your house? Wherever you looking at that video. Y'all heard what he just said. Why y'all circling that around? Do y'all got what do y'all do? What y'all got going on?
Starts going, it's like
every joke that he told, the crowd was dying laughing. And he's making really disgusting, dark jokes about kids.
Cause that's man, I'm telling you, there's a certain people that got an evil spirit in them. There's a certain people that's attracted to the gladiators and I want to see blood. This is what they want to see. They're drawn to that. There's a people on this earth that's drawn to that type of behavior. Seeing blood spill. Ain't got no morals. No laws within them. No decency. Telling y'all, man, hey, y'all better be careful.
It's about the trans community, so
but mostly about underage fucking kids, and it was.
You could see his goal was, I'm gonna go to the extreme.
Well, he explains
of being
it.
dark.
Well, he says gallows humor is the level of taking something dark and trying to find humor out of it. I don't know when to tell Andrew, shut your comedian brain off, because he might just be in comedian mode no matter when he's talking. And I'm not saying that I agree.
Bro, our people are so damn stupid. That's their spirit. That's them. It ain't no comedian they just joking. They just sit down and just think of these. They just sit down and write these jokes. That's how they feel. That's how they feel. Satan has children on this earth. God has children on this earth. This is what you're seeing. You're seeing the difference. It's being separated now. These are Satan's children. These are God's children. Most of God's children are standing up for righteousness, morals. Satan's children thinking this shit funny. People like this, all this politically correct shit, I don't know how you're lukewarm.
Agree with anything he said. I don't fuck with nothing he said.
Yeah, I don't.
But
either.
I also want to stand on the side of, if you're a comedian and that's what you're doing, whether it's a good or bad joke, I don't want to be the person to tell you can't make a joke.
Lukewarm. I don't mess with none of that he talking about. But I don't want to be the one. Lukewarm.
I'm going to say this, and we all up here say certain things. Double standards exist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they exist for a reason. Mm-hmm. Everybody applies to them. Everybody benefits from them. Some of us do things that are not beneficial, but we all accept them. Mm-hmm. And some of the things that people say out of their mouths, there's a double standard where
you don't work the other way.
Yeah, you can say it about yours. You can't say it about mine.
Man, I remember Monique doing stand-ups, killing skinny bitches.
bitches. Now let a woman came out
one skinny chick makes
and
a
did an hour-long segment about fat women.
No. One fat joke.
You're absolutely right.
It was it.
You're absolutely right.
You ain't getting no full run.
There's some people that can get away with a certain type of humor, caustic and offensive and stuff like that. And there's other people that cannot get away with it. And I think that Andrew Schultz really takes full advantage of not just the fact that he's white, entrenched in black culture with the close proximity to one of the biggest, faces and brands in culture, but also it's the whole thing that you just said about, you cannot make any type of joke about anybody who is Jewish, otherwise it's anti-Semitism. You get automatically accused of anti-Semitism.
But they stand together.
Huh?
We won't.
What's that?
Yeah, but
they will stand together on that. We won't.
Exactly. But it's just so easy to make fun of black people and the stereotypes.
See,
it's so easy.
But he don't just saying this is why I sound like I'm defending him, but I'm not. I've watched his stand-up.
Shut up, then, nigga.
He don't just make black jokes.
He don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why it's like if you singled out and just did that, it's like we picking and choosing.
No,
we picking and choosing because we got a problem with this, but he's going down the list and just shooting at everybody.
Could Kevin Hart make Jewish jokes?
Nobody can make Jewish jokes. That's not a person alive.
But we're not going to stand together.
It's not true.
Bro, listen to this. I'm addressing Ice's point. Ice's point is he don't hold back. I like Schultz as a comedian.
Yeah, you've said
cool.
His stand-ups was funny to me.
What I'm saying is, but the fact that you shoot at everybody does not mean that you can say some insensitive shit and people can't find it offensive. Again, especially.
What joke is too bad for Andrew Schultz to tell to his children? He know he has children. I don't care how old. I don't care. Let's just act like they of age to understand the joke, because I think he got a baby or whatever. Andrew Schultz, what joke is too derogatory for your child to hear? So like there's some shit I shouldn't be saying. You understand that, bro.
Especially if you sit with the privilege that you are of a certain demo that is untouchable. That don't matter at that point.
Exactly.
And again, you sit by people and you are aligned with people that have told you some of the historical things that we take offense to. So again, if Parks said a joke that I know Parks is us, and some other white dude that I don't know said the same exact joke, Parks is more in line with us. I'm going to look at Parks differently.
You're
like,
right.
yo, you my man.
You're right.
What are you talking about?
Only you know that. So now for the person on the outside who hears that, they could be just as offended as everyone else. I think end of the day, you make a bad joke. You make a bad joke, cool, it can be a bad joke, but you also should be held accountable for how that bad joke is.
You got to deal with whatever come with the bad joke.
I was saying I'm going to hold Parks more accountable is what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to hold Parks more accountable than I'm going to hold this dude over there from fucking Alaska.
So you don't know.
Yeah, here's the thing. We're not going to get rid of double standards, right? Double standards are not going anywhere. If we were able to crack jokes on everybody and not get ridiculed, canceled, and lose business deals because we took a certain stance, or we seen the top of the top just say a comment and lose deals. Kyrie, Nick Cannon, like we seen a lot of shit, and they weren't even meant to be offensive, right? So if we can't do that, we're not gonna let this fucking guy sit there and say something to us. We do it, and then the excuse is, oh, they stick together.
No. I'm saying we do. I'm saying we do it.
The powers that may be, all it does, all this shows me is that once again, when it comes to the black man, we have to just accept whatever they give us.
We don't have to accept.
We don't gotta accept nothing.
Okay, I'm gonna be real.
telling you that we do it the other way around.
I hear you, but listen what I'm saying, and I want to hear you, Ian. But that's just how I'm taking it by the responses that I'm hearing from my brothers, and it's just like, all right, whatever. Because if I sat here right now and said something that I'm not supposed to say, we're gonna edit this shit out. Why? Because we may get canceled, or why? Because there's
ramifications for it.
There's ramifications. May face some scrutiny, right? But
well, even beyond that, it's just like if it's not good, take it out.
Yes.
True. Yeah.
Agreed.
But we can't crack a hold on, wait, no.
Where the fuck exactly?
We can't crack. Wait, stop. We can't crack a positive joke about what happened with the Jewish people. There's no positive way to crack a joke about that.
That's what I'm referring to. There's no positive way.
Agreed.
So we would have to take it out.
Right.
We're not going to keep it in. There's no funny joke to say about that because the powers that may be that's in charge is not going to allow that, and we're going to face scrutiny.
So
Call it what it is.
So your point. So is your point that there is nobody like a Parks or anybody else in the room that's doing the checks and balances of you might not want to have that out there? Is that? Was that
No. Well, yes, there are people that will say that you might not want to have that out there, and they would edit it out if it's not. But I'm saying that there's no
for Schultz.
I'm talking about this particular circumstance.
Oh, yeah. But I feel like when it comes to the black culture, nobody's taking it serious to say that. Oh, we could take it. They could take it. Nigga, they've been through enough. They can handle that.
He's right.
They don't stick together. Nobody's gonna say nothing. I'm sitting next to Charlamagne. That's what they're gonna say.
Because Schultz had a joke about 3/5. And remember slavery, they used to treat us as 3/5 of a human. He had a 3/5 joke.
He's not fucking funny.
It was funny,
Stay
but
the
it was
fuck away from that
across the
shit.
line, my nigga.
You hear that?
And we could never.
You heard what he said? It was funny. It was funny. Those are the type of guys we gotta separate ourselves from, bro. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. It was funny. Yeah, fun. No, bro, it ain't funny, man. This is why can't nobody talk about the J-Ooish people. That's why. Ain't none of them going to disagree with the other person. They all going to be on one accord. They are all going to be on one accord with somebody. If that person say something, that person going to back it up. There's no way me or you going to be able to go in there and interject with anything they got to say. No. This my brother. Who are you? No, I agree with him. I don't care if he is wrong. I still agree with him. Not us. Not us. No. He's right. Nah, we don't know how to do that.
Ever make that joke about
we just saw somebody deal with a very small level of backlash, and it act like never happened when Tony Hinchcliffe went and did was it the Republican or He went to go do the convention, and he made his joke about the Spanish, the Puerto Ricans, and for like all of a day and a half, it was something until there was all right, well, fuck it, it don't matter. Like that's literally the space we in. We're in that space of, for us in our culture, we are told we have to get over it.
Nah,
we have to move past it.
No,
the Puerto Ricans defended him.
No, don't say the Puerto Ricans. Some Puerto Ricans did, because there was a lot of people who were offended. So when we speak to like if you go online right now, dealing with this show shit, it seems to be a majority of black people, whether they knew it was a joke or not, don't fuck with this. They don't fuck with it.
Now, there's a lot of people prior to the joke that just don't fuck with him. So making that joke.
Let me attach.
Go ahead.
With that alone, on top of the fact that many of those people just did not like him from the jump, it's only making it easier to make this a thing to keep pushing forward. But I can promise you, within the next couple of days, it's over. It's over with. And that's the problem.
But you better call top, because Kendrick ain't nothing to play with. You better.
This one because it's like you said though.
That's the problem.
For us, it's like.
Nobody
that's how we raise it.
Nobody black is going to check him.
But
everybody can bitch about it. Who's going to say something to him?
But that's how we're raised in our homes too. Like turn the other cheek. Like that's some masculine shit in the black homes. Turn the other cheek, and it.
Not everybody home like that.
A lot of us are like that. Yo, turn the other cheek. We don't give a fuck, nigga.
Shit, in this media space, we like that.
Yeah, nobody takes it that
serious. Niggas still go to Vlad. Niggas still go everywhere else. Yeah. And we have been complaining about shit for almost a decade. As far as not wanting to support certain things, not wanting to be a part of certain things. This is just a pattern.
We just going. That was we go in circles. That was the point I was making. Yo, when you start making jokes about Puerto Rico, cool, and now you have 20%, 30%, it don't matter what percentage of Puerto Ricans say, yo, that wasn't that funny. I mean, that wasn't bad. It was cool. I think it was, I agree with him, you know what it does? It lessens the blow. When you start making certain jokes about certain demographics, even if they don't mind, they're going to stand with that demo. They're never going to come out and say, you know what? It wasn't that bad. He's a good guy, blah, blah. They're not going to defend you. The same way we sitting up here and the room is torn down the middle. Of all black people in this room, Parks is black.
And they are not on one accord. They are not on one accord. That's exactly what I was talking about. You're not going to be able to go to another nation of people and they're going to side with your black ass. They're not going to side with you. We're the only ones that's confused, like, We rolling with it? Or nah, I'm rolling with this. Oh, you rolling with that? All right, we separated then. That's how it is. That's how it is.
He's honorary black, but all of us in this room are sitting down, and some are halfway defending him or taking up for him, not necessarily defending him, and some are
taking up for comedy, not for him.
Yes, that's what I'm.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna tell you this: the reason why we're so separated, we're so divided, y'all ain't gonna like this. Y'all not gonna like this, but it goes in the most important commandments from God. Love your brother. We fucking hate each other, bro. We hate each other so much that if your brother got a difference of opinion, you ready to delete him. That's why that commandment is so important. And love God. Don't put no other gods before your God, your one true God. Love God and love your brother, because God dwells in you and your brother. The temple of God is in you. So until you love your brother, we would never be able to see eye to eye, because we hate each other. And that's the answer to that. That's why we can't get together in unison. This is why we can't get together in unison, because we hate each other. That's why God said these two. That's why Christ said these two commandments. Love your brother as you love yourself. That's who your neighbor is. Your neighbor ain't everybody else outside of your nation of people. Those are not your neighbors. Your neighbor is your brother, your nation, or your people. That's who your brother is. We hate each other. That's why they on this damn podcast and can't be on one accord with each other. Let's get it.
I'm not taking up for him.
Because the reality, he's right. Because, we all went to see Dave Chappelle. We're all familiar with his humor. He makes fun of everybody. But the difference is we all fucking love Dave Chappelle, and we find him funny no matter what offensive shit he says. And you're right. And he's also the type of comedian that attacks everybody. Well, nobody is.
I think that the best offensive comedians, Dave Chappelle, Burr, even back in the day was some man with the long hair that passed away.
George Carlin.
George Carlin would balance out the offensive shit with some super serious shit, so you kind of knew that he was joking. It leaned more into the comedy. If you don't do that, I feel like you're just doing shock jock.
I think even with Chappelle and Carlin
for sure. Yep.
They ain't go too far.
Dave Chappelle and Carlin, they speak truth. They speak about what's going on in society. They speak about things that's going to enlighten the people. George Carlin was official with enlightening the people. Hey, watch out for this. Watch out for this. We got powers that be that surround us that'll do this to you. The world is one big shopping mall. I love George Carlin. Love George Carlin. Official. Dave Chappelle, when he be speaking that wisdom, love him. But I don't like when Dave Chappelle just be sitting up there with a cigarette and just be like, bro, come with it. You're knowledgeable. But yeah, when they speaking knowledgeable, love it.
Depending on who you ask, the trans community felt Chappelle went way too far.
Time and time again.
And kept
and
going.
the disabled community with the laugh
down.
Disabled, yeah, as well.
Yeah, it didn't go too far to us because we wasn't the butt of that joke.
Can we just at some point?
Capable, I'm sorry.
At some point, just to move it conversation, can we just start finding out ways to hold these comedians responsible?
People, period.
For the period. Don't hide behind that I'm a comedian shit at this point. Let us know how you really feel. If that's how you really look at the black culture and community. Right. Cool. Let that be your statement away from a joke. Because now I'm confused. Because I want to be able to go ahead and say for sure, I don't want to support that stand-up. I don't want to support that comedian because your thoughts away from comedy don't fuck with me.
And I think that was a missed opportunity too, because when it came to the first instance where we was talking about the black wife effect, more people came after the shits and giggles guys, for laughing and joking along because they're two black men and they're like, yo, he's speaking disparagingly about black women. What the fuck are you two doing? Yep. Rather than saving your ire for Andrew Schultz. But the vast majority, I don't know a single black woman that finds him funny or is interested in hearing him. So and it literally, but it literally takes Kendrick to say something for this conversation to even come up again, which is, I find also very interesting. So that's something that
And notice something. Notice something. God put certain spirits on this earth to trigger off everybody. Pay attention. Every couple years, God will put the spirit on somebody or put a human or put somebody on this earth to trigger the whole earth. It's a domino effect. Look at Kevin Samuels. Domino effect. People making millions off podcasts now with his talking points. Look at Charleston White. Domino effects. People making millions of dollars using Charleston White, some of his talking points. Look at all those shorts of Charleston White. This is what God do. He send his people to the earth every once in a while to wake the people up. No, this is what y'all need to be talking about. Y'all don't need to be talking about no sexy red and all that nonsense. Okay, I'm gonna send him on the earth. I'm gonna wake him up. Boom. And then it just domino effect. And now the whole earth is talking about, you know what I'm saying, protecting, our sisters. Or is this shit funny or not? Which it is. It ain't funny. Let them hear your voice. Let them hear your voice. That was what I got from this. People need to start speaking up. Let them hear your voice.
Within that conversation, people kind of have to look at themselves as to what they find offensive and what they'll get up in arms about and what they'll be like, whatever.
A lot of people play follow the leader too. It's not offensive until everybody else is offended by it.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh shit, we mad at that? Cool, let's go.
I agree with that.
All right. Then we can move along. Fuck you, Schultz. Either way.
Okay.
But to the hypocritical part of hip hop, what about that aspect?
He's right.
Because hip hop has degraded black women way more than any white comedian has.
And then people feel like, even if it's true, it's not for you to point out. That's really
it's not for you to join in.
It's not for you to point out. It's not for you to, because I took that as not him pointing. It's just also, oh wait, if y'all have a problem, why wasn't it a problem all this time? Yeah, it's like, if this is wrong, if wrong is wrong, let's make it wrong.
Yo, certain people don't got to take their shoes off when they walk in my house, man.
That's how much times did Nana say what happens in this house stays in this house?
But it's not in this house.
Yeah,
it's
what
global.
I'm saying is that it's global, but
still,
we are
he's saying it's in house. It's
in house amongst us.
He says
we ain't talking about it in house.
Yo, dog.
We ain't gonna sit here and lie and act like we've been policing each other in house and just not let. We've been partaking in that shit.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Well, we're not gonna sit here in front.
But back to the point. Women can say certain shit to each other
that we can't
say to them.
Women can say shit to us that we can't flip. Women can sit there and talk about your height, talk about this,
herein lies the double standards that
exist.
exist.
Double standards is all. I was telling you when you said double standard, we have it. That's what people be like. Well, how come they can say the N word we can't? There's one. It's a small double standard. We could make a joke about our people that an outsider can't make about our people, or we can make a joke about somebody, and then if they joke on us about it, we're tight. You will sit there and say, "That's my point." It ain't just here. It's life
in this day and age.
Yeah, I say with the hip hop thing, man, that the hip hop we know nowadays wasn't originally ours. Like that wasn't, we wasn't, degrading each other and, talking bad about each other. Back in the day, it was hey, let's get together and love on each other and party. And then it start being the beef thing and all of that. And then we, start degrade. But y'all listen to them old rock songs. Listen to them old rock songs. Then y'all start to understand, when you get your, what's the dude, Def Jam dude? Because he always wanted to mix rock and roll and hip hop. He always did that. But their rock, because we really invented rock and roll. We invented rock and roll. But the type of rock and roll that I'm talking about, like deleting people and blood and all of that, and that gory horror hip hop, that horror rock and roll, that wasn't ours. The type of music that we always had was joyful. Joyful. Even the music that talk about in the Bible, we took joy in the Lord. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the history goes deep. It's up to you to figure it out. You know what I mean? But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think of the video. I will leave a link in the description. Big Kiss signing out. I'm gone, y'all.